on your face. They want you to work with them and stop. That's what they want. Why are our people on the bottom, man? Think about that. Why are we always on the bottom? If God, you say God loves you, so think I'm not working. Why are we begging this stuff? Why are we hoping? Why? If you want to kill a whole bunch of people, where do you go? To the ghetto, to the slums. You don't go to Valentine, you don't go to Hollywood.
Welcome to another Sabbath. We are KOZ with the word of the Lord coming out, y'all. So get your pens ready, write down these precepts and understand these laws that you commandments. And we want to say a lot of start in the book of Joel chapter 3. Let's start at verse 1. And we got Officer Nick right here reading for us. So go ahead and put up that word, brother.
All right. Joel chapter 3, verse 1 says, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat."
Yeah, Jehoshaphat is what the valley is talking about, and all the nations which we are scattered in, y'all. We are scattered into all these nations. We are in captivity, whether you believe it or not. And the Most High is going to bring down these nations, and He's going to put us back on top above all these nations, pursuant to Deuteronomy 7 and 6 verse in that chapter. Go ahead, brother.
Come. "And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land."
We gotta understand that throughout the whole Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, He's only dealing with Israel. He is only dealing with Israel. That is, when you first come into the truth, that's almost crazy to understand. It's crazy to put that into your brain, that the Most High God is only dealing with one people. He only loves one people. He's the only people that He is for. He created us as His own personal heritage to His Son, Yahweh. Keep reading, brother.
Come. Verse 3 says, "And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine."
Right. So casting lots is what they used to do in the slavery days. They would put blocks, and they would put you up on a block, and they would sell you to the highest bidder.
Yep.
That's casting lots for your people. That's what they did to your people, to your grandparents, your forefathers, your granddaughters, your sons. They would sell them into slavery. That's casting lots, and they would sell your son as a prostitute. Your son will be sold as a sexual device for a nasty, disgusting white man. Your boy will be forced to suck his penis. Come on, man. This is who you're bowing down to. That nasty. That's who you're working for. That's who you're bowing down to. And your daughter is passed along for a glass of wine. The Most High is trying to open your eyes and open your heart in these last days.
Verse 4 says, "Yea, and what have ye to do with me,
Right.
O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Philistia, Will ye render me a recompense? Go ahead.
So the Most High want to know that, are you heathens and you Gentiles, what you've done to my people, are you going to be able to repay me for what you've done to my people? We are the apple of the Most High. We were set on high for a reason. And the explains the book of Deuteronomy. Give me that Deuteronomy 7 and 6, brother.
All right. Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Read.
"For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself,
Right.
above all people that are upon the face of the earth."
That's right. Sister, come hear the word of the Lord, sister. We're talking about your God. On the way out, just come listen to us, all right? All right, sister. All right, read that again, brother. And this is to the Israelites.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
Read.
"For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth."
Right. So the Most High God said we are above everybody upon the face. Come on, man. Y'all gotta understand what we're dealing with, man. The Creator said we are above all people, above the face of the earth, and that He chose us to be His own special people. Above all people on the earth, we're the only one that He chose for Himself. That is amazing, y'all. If you don't wake up to that, then you deserve to be destroyed. You deserve destruction. You deserve to die. Go ahead, brother.
Starting back in verse 4 in Joel chapter 3. 4 of chapter 3 in Joel says, Yea, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Philistia? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Right. So he's going to give revenge. He's going to give reconciliation for what he's done to his people. He's going to be quick and he's going to be severe. Where
5 says, verse 5 says, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things.
right. So he's talking about us when he's talking about his silver and gold. We are his pleasant things.
Yeah.
We are his prized possessions.
Yeah. 6 says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians,
The Grecians, which are the Caucasians, all of them.
that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
Right, we were snatched out of the coast of Tyre and Sidon, which is Africa. Jerusalem is in the country of Africa. Come in the word of the Lord, brother. Brother, come in the word of the Lord, brother. How you doing, brother? How was y'all, brother? You Israelite.
Verse 8 says, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians.
So what comes around goes around. Eventually, we're going to do exactly what they did to us.
Yeah.
We did it in Revelation 9 and 13 and 9. Revelation 13 and 9. So we're going to do to them exactly what they did to us. Because payback, they say, Esau said payback is a bitch. That's what it means. Payback is not a bitch. Payback is the father.
Yep.
The father's going to do this. Ain't got nothing to do with no woman.
Revelation 13 and what?
Revelation 13 and 9.
Revelations 13 and 9.
Read.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
If you can peep what the Most High about to tell you, this.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into
Right.
captivity.
The right man and everybody else led us to captivity, so they must go into captivity. You see everything?
Revelation 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Exactly. So they're going to get exactly what they gave us.
All right. Back in Joel chapter 3, we have verse 8. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near.
You done prepare what now?
Prepare war.
Yeah. Come hear the word, sister. Come hear the word. This is your God. He looks just like you.
Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Right. The Most High is telling you to wake up. He's telling his people to wake up. Because this is war. Believe it or not, we are prisoners of war. This is war. Everybody knows that this is a war except for you. You're the only ones who don't know that you are in the middle, in the midst of war. You are prisoners of war. You are being tormented. You're in torment right now. You are being tortured right now as a war tactic. They're Bible killing the war. They gave hope to everybody else. This is war. You're a war man. You are a victim of war crime. You are a prisoner of war.
Verse 10 says, beat your plowshares into swords.
Read that again.
Beat your plowshares into swords.
Most High is telling you, take whatever you got and get ready for war. Take whatever you got. Put down your purse. Put down your money. Pick up your sword. Pick up your sword. Pick up your fighting tool. Pick up your food, your tool to cut somebody with this. The word cut better than any sword will. This will cut a heathen down.
Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. 11 says, assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
The Most High is preparing for war, y'all. Y'all don't understand what's going on. Right now, you are in the midst of your God prepping for war. He's setting up all the pieces. If you play chess, and anybody that play chess, the first thing you do is set up your pieces.
Yep.
That's what he's doing. He's setting up his pieces, man. He's getting ready for war. He's getting ready to destroy all these nations. Give me Isaiah 40 and 15. The Most High is setting up war to destroy these nations. He don't care nothing about this. Nothing. So Isaiah 40 and verse 15.
Isaiah 40 verse 15.
Read.
Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as a small dust of the balance.
Yeah.
Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing.
All these nations on the earth, they mean very little to our God. All these people out here, all these Gentiles and the heathens too. A heathen is an Israelite who wants to act like a Gentile. That's a heathen. A heathen don't want to keep the commandments, even though he's an Israelite. They're all like, and they're going to die. Everything that you see behind them, all those buildings are coming down. All those buildings are coming down. The Most High not playing games. Give me 17 and let's say, 17.
Isaiah 40 verse 17.
Read.
All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity.
Right. So less than nothing. Think about that. Think about that. This leaf means nothing to me. But the Most High said these nations mean less than that to him. How you're less than nothing. This is nothing to him. Understand that this is nothing to me. But the Most High said all these nations are less than nothing to him. Less than nothing. Keep that in mind. Israel.
Joel chapter 3, verse 12.
Read.
Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Wake up, heathen. Wake up.
Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow.
It's time, y'all. It's getting time. Go ahead.
For their wickedness is great. Verse 14. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision.
If the Most High tell you that that end days and that time and that final hour is near, you better wake your ass up.
Verse 15. The sun and the moon shall be darkened.
That means there's not going to be any understanding. There's not going to be any wisdom on the earth. All the understanding is going to be garbage and foolishness and folly. There's going to be brothers telling you, like we talked about last week, brothers going to be telling you out of 20 years or 30 years rather of being in the truth that your house didn't die for our sin. That's the kind of doctrine that's going to be upon the earth. That kind of foolishness.
The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Right, no wisdom.
Verse 16. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem.
Right.
And the heavens and the earth shall shake.
Right.
But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel.
The Most High is going to defend you. The Most High is going to fight and deliver you. The Most High is going to be your strength. When you look at the black community, all you see is poor niggas. You go downtown in the ghetto, all you see is poor looking sticks. Little 5 foot, 4 foot tall Mexicans. You don't see no strength. You don't see no power. But the Most High God is our strength. He is our strength. He is going to show the whole world that with this small mustard seed, he is going to destroy nothing.
Verse 17. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion.
Dwelling in Zion, he's with us.
Yeah.
The Most High is with us. When two or more gather in his name, which we are, the Most High is in the midst. He is here right now.
Yeah.
You are looking at the physical embodiment of your God. You are looking at the physical embodiment. He has nappy hair like us. He has a beard like us. He has white garment like we have. You are looking at the physical embodiment. We are here in the flesh.
Yeah.
Yahushua is here in the flesh to us. We are all the body of Yahushua.
Verse 17. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore.
Right, so if you're a heathen Israelite that don't want to keep laws, you want to become a stranger. If you don't want to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments of Israel, if you don't want to keep these laws, you are going to become just like a stranger out here. All these nasty Edomites, nasty Amorites, ancestral people. They have their God, and their God is wicked, their God is dead. We have the only true living God. They worship stones and rocks, and they got you bound down to the stones and rocks. But then, wake them up, man. Come on, man. Yes. Yeah.
Verse 18, and it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters.
You're hearing and seeing the new wine right here. This is that new wine. This is that real wine, the only wine that you need to drink. This is the only wine that you need to drink. That idea is garbage. That doctrine is garbage. If it's not thus that the Lord is garbage and it's wicked.
And a fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord,
Also the Lord.
and shall water the valley of Shittim. Verse 19, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness.
Now wait a minute. Egypt shall be a desolation. Hold that. Don't drop that. Put something right there. Hold that right there, right? Hold that and give me Exodus 20. Exodus chapter 20. Verse 2. I read that again about Egypt.
Verse 19, Egypt shall be a desolation.
Egypt shall be a desolation. That means to be annihilated. That means not even a piece of grass on that land. Now we know what Egypt is. Let's prove what Egypt is. Read that.
Exodus 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt is wherever we've been captured. Egypt is wherever we've been shackled. Right here in America. Right here in America. And explain that in Deuteronomy 26. This is Egypt. The Most High God is telling this place is going to be down for He's going to keep annihilating this place. Go ahead.
And Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah.
Edom is like Israel is a place and a people. Edom also is a place and a people. Edom is the government of Caucasian people. Edom also is the entire place of Europe. It comes from. So that makes it
Verse 19, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land.
Because of what they did to us, they will be destroyed. That's what God is telling us. For what they did to us, they will be destroyed and annihilated.
Verse 20, but Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation.
Right.
For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion.
Right. So the Lord is right here. Zion is the government of Israel, which we are. Wherever we are, that's where that government is. All right. That was all on that. All right. So let me get Nahum chapter 3, verse 1 to 7.
Nahum chapter 3, verse 1.
Ready?
Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels.
That's what we're talking about right now, because this is what we got our backs beaten in. And he's rattling of the wheels, although he's talking about chariots, but we're talking about now all these cars, rattling of all these wheels, driving by, people busy doing the things that they're doing, building up this nasty. That's what God wants.
And of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots.
These cars, these are horses and chariots. That's what he's talking about.
The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear.
Talking about those police officers.
And there is a multitude of slain.
They are killing left and right. Carnal level and on the spiritual level.
And a great number of carcasses.
We're dead spiritually and physically.
And there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon their corpse.
Right.
Because of the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that selling nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft.
Read that again.
Nahum chapter 3, verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-fed harlot, the mistress of the witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft.
So America has convinced you to do all this witchcraft, all the holidays that they celebrate, the birthdays, everything that they are a part of. They put that on you. They put that whoredom on you. Whenever you are doing Christmas, birthdays, Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving, you are a spiritual fornicator. You are a spiritual whore that is robbing people. You are a nasty, despicable people. So stop it. Keep going, brother.
Verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, says the Lord of hosts, and I will deliver thy skirts upon thy face. I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
So the Most High is right now, the Most High is lifting up the skirt of this nasty Babylon wicked empire, and he's showing us what's under that skirt. He's showing you how nasty and filthy it is. He's showing you who the Edomite is in the Bible. He's showing you who you are in the Bible. He's showing you that Ethiopians will be slain. He's showing you what they did and oppressed your people. He's showing you these things. He's lifting up that nasty whore. He got that whore by the damn throat and lifting up that nasty bitch's dress and showing you what's up under there. Keep reading, brother.
Verse 6. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
Right. So now we're looking at Edom, shaking our heads, saying, wow, they really did that to us? They really did this to us? They really broke our men and raped them? They really did all these things to our forefathers? Wow, this is what he's showing.
Verse 7. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforts for thee?
Who's going to feel sorry for this nasty wicked kingdom when it falls down?
Not a damn soul.
Exactly. Who's going to feel sorry for nasty, sloppy Joe Biden? Who's going to feel sorry for that nasty Kim dude over in Korea, in South Korea, or even North? That don't make no difference. They're all filthy, filthy Gentiles. Who's going to care about this wicked Babylon when it falls down? We're not going to care about this destruction. We're rejoicing this because as this falls down, we are built up. Do you not know what you're saying when you say the Lord's Prayer? May thy kingdom come and thy will be done. What is the will of God? His will is to destroy this place. His will is to lift you up and keep them down. Hey, sis, come listen to the word of the Lord, sister. This Bible is all about. You come on the way out? Okay, thank you. So he's destroying this place for you. And he's going to put you above it. Come listen to the word of the Lord, sister. Just give us 5 minutes. Let us show you something in 5 minutes. Just give us 5 minutes. All right, sister. All right, we're here for you. So the Most High is doing this for his people. He's doing this for you. He come here for you. Let me get Matthew 15, 24. And before we go there, give me Matthew 1, 2. So the Most High is not here for the nation. He's just here for you. He's just here for you. Let's go ahead and
Yeah. Matthew 15, verse 24. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's the only reason why Yahweh died. He died to come here for us, to redeem us. Let's get that Matthew 1 and 2.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 21 says,
Read.
And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sins.
He come here for his people. That's who he came here for. Look at Deuteronomy 28. So he came here for his people. Don't let them trick you. And even if you've read this 1,000 times, don't forget it. Read it 2,000 times. Keep it going. Keep going until we do, because you can't be saved today because it ain't over. Keep going. Keep going.
Endure.
Keep going. Endure to the end. Exactly. Let's get that Deuteronomy 28, verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Again, we're above all nations. That is the ordinance of things.
Yep.
That is ordained by your Creator, that you are to be above all nations on the face of the earth. That is what we're here for. If you don't understand that, you need to break the hell up. You don't understand what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a God that's saying that you are a special people to be above all nations. And preach, bring us the ministry. Sister, come into the word of the Lord, sister. Just give us 5 minutes. Just give us 5 minutes. Let us show you something that you've never seen. Come in for a minute. Just give us 5 minutes. Sister, give us 5 minutes. Give us a round of applause, y'all. Come on, give her a hand. Give her a hand. Come on, sister. Come on, sister.
All praises.
Check this out. We are Israelites in the Bible. We're going to prove that to you. Are you African American? Is your father African American? Okay, so we're going to show you that you're Israelite in the Bible. You understand that? So the first thing let me ask you this. Who do you think God is a God of? For all the religions. There are 1,000 religions on earth. Who would you say God is a God of? Let me get Amos 3:1. Let me get Joel 2:27. Who would you say God is a God of? According to the Bible, not man. Do you believe the Bible is a God? Okay, so we know God can't lie. We can prove that in Titus 1 and 2. God can't lie. So who would you say God? Who would he say he's the God of? What religion or what belief? So you would say all people. Let me get that.
Amos 3.
Yeah, Amos 3, give me 1 and 2. Listen to this. This is in your Bible.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1 and 2.
Read.
Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So far, who's God talking to so far?
Children of Israel.
Children of Israel? Okay, let her answer. Okay, keep going.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
You remember that Moses got the children of Israel, brought them out of Egypt, because God said, go get my people out of Egypt. From the Pharaoh, right? He brought them out of Egypt.
Saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Of all the families of the earth, you only have I known. Keep reading. Now that's kind of peculiar when you say something like that. That he can't lie now. So if I say I only know you, I don't know your husband, I only know you, that means I know your husband. God just said Israel is the only people I know of all the families of the earth. Keep reading.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
And therefore, because you are the one I know, I'm going to punish you. If you got your kid playing with your friend, you're going to punish your kid for going wrong, not your neighbor's kid. You don't punish your neighbor's kid, you're going to punish your kid because they're yours. You understand that? God just told you he's only the God of Israel. You go to 27. Let's back that up with some proof. Precept upon precept.
All right. Joel 2:27.
Read.
And ye shall know,
Matthew 15:24.
and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
So in the midst of Israel, what does that mean? So if you're in the midst of sin, what does that mean? That means you're in the act of sinning. So if somebody's in your midst, they're with you. Right? So read that again.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel,
God is in the midst of Israel.
and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
And who else?
And none else.
And who else?
And none else.
And who else?
And none else.
God just said he's the God of Israel and none other. Wait a minute. Now if that's true, who did Jesus come here for? If God is saying he's the God of Israel only, and he says that through Genesis all the way to Revelation, he says these things. Now, who did Jesus come for then? You believe in Jesus, right? Because if you don't believe in Jesus, you ain't gonna make it. Let's see what Jesus said. Start at 21. Listen to this. Start at 21. I'll show you something.
Matthew chapter 15 verses 21 says,
Start at 21.
Then Jesus went thence and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon.
So Jesus is on the coast of Tyre and Sidon, which is in Africa. He's on the coast of Tyre and Sidon in Africa.
And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast.
This woman out of Canaan came out of that same coast he's at. This woman came to him. Go ahead.
And cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David.
Go.
My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil.
So she's saying, Lord, help me. My daughter got a demon on her. Right? She's going to Jesus. Now remember, somebody touched Jesus' foot and she got healed. He said, because of your faith, be healed. So all you got to do is touch his garment. And you're going to get healed if you have faith, right? Keep reading.
23 says, But he answered her not a word.
He ignored this woman. And why would Jesus ignore this woman? Let's keep reading.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying,
The disciples.
Send her away, for she crieth after us.
Now the disciples come and say, get rid of that woman. She been begging us all day to help her. Why would they say this to that woman when Jesus comes to everybody? Why would they say that? Why would they ignore this woman? Keep reading.
24 says, But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
What did Jesus say?
I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
What did the Messiah say to this woman?
I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of
What do
Israel.
your enemies not want you to know Jesus said to this woman?
I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
He said, I ain't here for nobody but the Israelites. That's it. Continue reading.
25 says, then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me.
Now she's begging you, saying, Lord, help me.
Yeah.
Because she know who he is. Keep reading.
26, but he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs.
He just called this woman a dog in there. He just called this woman, the word meat in the Bible means right or just. It is not just for me to take the bread of the children of Israel and give it to a damn dog. This is what he said to this woman. Why would he say that? Why would he say that? Right now we're teaching you that you are You said you're African American, correct? This is who God called you.
Yes.
That's who your enemy calls you. There are 12 tribes of Israel. So they taught you that one heavenly gate. Give me Revelation 12 and 21. They told you that there's a heavenly gate. It's for everybody. The big heavenly gate. These are 12 tribes of Israel. Right. There are 12 tribes of Israel. These are the people that you can give me Deuteronomy 20. These are the people who died for. What's your name? Pam. Pam. He died for these people. If you're on this list, he died for you and not everybody else. These are the 18 nations of the Abraham. Everybody that's not an Israelite, this is the Israelites, and these are the enemies. Everybody had us as slaves. You know the people who call themselves the Jewish people in Israel, they paid for the slave ship that we came over from. They paid for that. And I'm going to show you that they're not that. You see that?
21:12?
Yeah.
Revelation chapter 21, verse 12. And had a wall great and high.
This is the gate of heaven. This is how heaven look like. Read that again.
And had a wall great and high.
There's a big wall in heaven, great and high in heaven.
And had 12 gates.
Had 12 gates. Why? They told me had one pearly gate. Why didn't these people tell you there was 12 gates in heaven? Why did they tell you that? Keep reading.
And at the gates 12 angels.
12 angels at each gate. There's an angel at each gate.
And names written thereon.
And they got names written on these gates with these 12 angels guarding those gates in heaven.
Which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel?
The name of what?
The 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
That's your heaven in the Bible that they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that. This is why we came over against slave ships. This is why you don't know who you are. Let me give you 15. This is why you say you African American. Believe it or not, the word African is the name of a white man who conquered the land of Ham, which he called Africa. His name is Africanus, Scipio Africanus. He took over the word Africa in the Bible. The word American in the Bible. The name American is the name of a white man. He's a European map maker, came from Europe. So when you say African American, you come from two white men. You don't come from those two white men. That's blasphemy on the Lord. So let's see why you don't know who you are. First of all, give me Isaiah 1 and 3. Let's see why. Wait a minute, sister. Let me give you two more verses. Give me two more verses.
I'm hungry. I've been eating all day.
Right. Two more verses. To the right. Yeah, read 1 and 3. Isaiah 1 and 3.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3 says, the ox knoweth his owner and the ass his
Wait a minute,
master's
read that
crib.
slow. Read that again, slow.
The ox knoweth his owner.
God said a dumb animal as an ox was the dumbest animal in the world. A dumb ox knows what?
His owner.
A dumb ox knows his owner. A dumb ass ox knows his owner. Go ahead.
And the ass his master's crib.
And a dumb donkey knows where his house is. You take a donkey, you ride down the road, that donkey will find his way home. You understand that? A dumb ox and a dumb ass donkey. Read that again from the top.
The ox knoweth his owner.
A dumb animal knows his owner.
And the ass his master's
A dumb
crib.
donkey know where he lives. And read.
But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider.
You don't know where you come from. And you don't even consider because you've been lied to so much. You believe you're a color in a crayon box. You say you black. That's a color in a damn crayon box. You ask any white person where they're from, their nationality, they'll say, I'm Irish American, I'm Irish this, I'm Scottish this, I'm French that. But you say I'm African American, you white ones, or you say I'm black. I'm color crayon. A dumb animal knows from where he is, but you don't know where he's from. You don't consider. You understand this? You are the Israelite from the Bible. Give you one commandment. Take this, call that number. Let me give you one commandment. Deuteronomy 22:5. Let me give you one commandment. We must keep the commandments of God. That's the only reason why we dealt with this situation we're in now. Give me that. Revelation 2:9.
I'm gonna show you something.
Deuteronomy 22:5 says, "The woman shall not wear which pertaineth unto a man."
Right.
Neither.
Go ahead. What pertains to a man? What clothing pertains to a man? When you go to the bathroom at Walmart, you see two pictures. How do you know which one is the woman? Read that
Oh, you
again.
talking about female and male?
Right. How do you determine which one you go into?
Well, one has a dress.
Right. Woman got a dress on. Man has what? Right. Like he's wearing pants. Right. Like he's wearing pants. Read that again.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Right.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garments, for all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
If we put on the dress and skirt, it's abomination to God. Wear pants, it's abomination to God. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that they are going to be above us, and you're going to be the enemy of God, even though he's for you. This is for the people who call themselves the Jews. Read that.
Revelations 2:9. I know thy works and thy tribulation
Yeah.
and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy. Read that. Whoa, back up. Read that again. Revelations 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Right.
And I know the blasphemy.
So God said, I know your poverty. I know your tribulation. He said, you're poor because he made us poor.
Yeah.
But you're rich because you're rich people. Well,
And I know the blasphemy
Of?
of them which say they are Jews
wait a minute. You know the blast of those people who say they're Jews. Go ahead.
and are not,
And are what?
but
And
are
are
the
not.
synagogues of Satan.
And are what?
But are the synagogues of Satan.
No, wait a minute. They say they're Jews, but they are not. God say those people who say they're Jews are not the Jews. Read that again real quick.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty,
Poverty.
but thou art rich.
You're rich.
And I know, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not,
Stop. They're not even Jews, fam. They're not the real Jews. Go ahead.
but are the synagogues of Satan.
God said those people who call themselves Jews, look at that synagogue and say, if you're African American, that means you're from the tribe of Judah. You are Jew. You are Jew. My wife, she's Manessa. She's on this side, Cuban. You understand? Okay, thank you, man. See, right there. That's tribe of Manessa. The Puerto Ricans are on here. Puerto Ricans are tribe of Ephraim. You understand? So all Hispanics, not the Spanish, they're Edomites. We're talking about Haiti. So keep that, we got a whole lot of stuff to show you. You understand? So keep that commandment. And this is the Sabbath. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. We can't buy or sell anything. Or the Sabbath. So you got two commandments. This is the Sabbath. You can't buy, sell, or cook. Friday sundown, Saturday sundown. You can't wear pants. Just slowly start wearing dresses. Just slowly get rid of your pants. Do you believe the Bible? Do you understand that you're an Israelite now? Give that woman a round of applause, dog. Just
praise.
get woken up. See yourself woke. Call that number. If you do this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just call that number and worship with us and learn more. We got a lot to teach you, fam. All right? All right, I'm Yaakov.
Take care, lady.
All right, all praise, all praise, all praise. Where did we leave off?
I was in Revelation 2:9.
Before the back in
Okay, we went back to Deuteronomy 28.
and then we was in Nahum.
We finished Nahum. We finished that, so we're going to Deuteronomy 28.
All right, back.
You know how much time we've been going?
I need to take it easy. Stop bending down, please.
All right, let's do Deuteronomy 28. Got that one?
That one. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Right.
to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day,
Right.
that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Right. So we are to be above all nations.
Come. Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right. And we know we are not blessed because we are poverty. We know we're not blessed because we have to work 9 to 5 so Mr. Edomite.
Yeah.
We know we're not blessed because we want to talk about it. We halfway to what we want. We got to make it. We know that we're not blessed because my car don't stay full. Nope. I can't keep my gas full. Nope. It's too high. And that's a damn shame. That is a damn shame. There are men out there taking care of his family and can't keep a gas tank full. You ain't blessed. Keep reading, bro.
Verse 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
Now we know we're not blessed. Nope, no city. We know we wasn't blessed in no field.
Nope.
Let's go down to 16.
verse 16 of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Cursed shall thou be in the city,
Now that sound more like us.
and cursed shall thou be in the field.
When was the last time you went to McDonald's and all you saw were Moabites serving you? All the whole staff, manager and employees, all Moabites. When was the last time you went over here, down here, downtown, or over here, Burger King down there on South Beach Drive? When have you gone and all you saw was Edomites? When? Or all Arabs? When have you went to McDonald's like that? When have you known about Moabites being stuck in the cotton fields? We've been cursed in the field from day one, and right now we still cursed in the field. Go ahead, brother, read.
Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Broke as hell at Walmart. You're at Walmart trying to buy something that you probably can't even afford. And you shouldn't be there in the first place. Or you're making your nation more richer. But where else can we go? We're cursed to make them rich.
Yeah.
You are cursed to make your enemies wealthy. That is a hell of a curse.
Yeah.
I mean, for your God to put a curse like that on you, curse to make your enemies wealthy. That is wow. You can't even design nothing better than that. The Most High is perfect. Right. They came to us for everything. Now we have to go look for anything. We have to go to them. Go down to 19.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 19. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
Right. Y'all heard that saying, damn you do, damn you don't, or you good. They get you coming in, they get you going out. You know, when you're born, the first thing that Edomite got to do is smack you in your ass. Back. That's the first thing that right not to go do is your black ass. Back, smack you in your ass. And then your parents are gonna get taxed for birthing you. How you gonna tax somebody for being born? They're going to tax your parents for birthing your black ass. And then when you die, you got to go get a piece of paper to die. You got to pay for that. You got to pay your enemies to be born. And then you got to pay your enemies to go down and die. That is a damn curse, Israel. Wake up. Go ahead.
Verse 20. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed and until thou perish quickly.
Right.
Because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
Because we have forsaken our Father and turned our back.
Didn't listen.
He's putting that on your black behind. And he ain't talking to nobody but you. He's not talking to nobody else. He's not dealing with nobody else. Look at that Deuteronomy 1:1. He ain't talking to nobody but us.
Deuteronomy 1:1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea between Piran and Tophel, and Laban, and Hazirah, and Dizahab.
So the Most High ain't dealing with nobody but Israel. Plain upon table. Go down to verse 30.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Read it again.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
We have to remember, Israel. We got to remember this is what this nasty devil did to your wife, your mother, your daughter. He took your daughter and he raped her. He took your wife and he raped her. He took your mother, as sweet as she was, and he freaking raped her. And don't just let these be words. Don't let these be words. He bent your mother over. Lift up her skirt in front of you, in front of her grandkids. He bent her over, lifted up her skirt in the living room, in front of everyone. And then he took your daddy outside, bent him over, tied him to a tree, and he butt broke him and raped him in front of everyone. Israel is so visual with everything we do. We gotta see images. We gotta see images.
Feel that.
We gotta see everything. That's why we love movies so much. That's why we're so tricked by these movies. We love what we see. So that's why I'm painting this picture for you, Israel. See that. See that. See this nasty white man bending your granddaddy over and fucking him up his ass. Picture that. Wake your ass up. This is not no joke, man. This is not a joke. Wake up. This devil is disgusting. This devil is wicked. And this devil got to
Yep.
People over there. This devil got to go. And this whole planet ain't gonna be right into that. He's dead. Dead. Let me read, bro.
Come. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Verse 32 in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
He's going to take your sons and your daughter. He did this.
Yep.
They did this to you. They took your sons and your daughter, and then what we read earlier, that they were given for a harlot and for a glass of drinking wine.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Going to 37.
Verse 37 in Deuteronomy chapter 28. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Right. So Israel, check this out, man. Check this out. We got only one choice. This is one choice. Either we listen to the laws that you command.
Yeah.
This is not a game. This ain't no play drill. This may be your last warning. This could possibly be your last warning before you're sifted out. Everybody got a cup of grace. Your grace may be here. Your next door neighbors may be here. You may not have none. Everybody got a certain amount of grace. And you keep on messing around, and you're going to run out of that grace. You're going to run out. And when you run out of grace, you're going to be sifted out of here. And once you're sifted out, once that count is blowed out, you're done. You ain't gonna come back. Once your count is blown out, there ain't no coming back. One choice, Israel. Wake up or die. That is a message right here. Today, that is what we're telling you. You either wake up or you die. You got to commandments or you die. There ain't no other way. There is no other way. We are out here to warn you from death. Again, like we said before in the studio meetings and other classes, that we could be doing anything we want to. These brothers can have their feet kicked up watching Netflix right now. But we're out here hiding out in the little bit of shade that's out there. It ain't much shade out here. We're hiding in a little strip of shade out here, telling you to wake up. Wake up. Wake up. We're not out here for pay. Nobody's out here getting any money. Ain't nothing nobody's out here getting from Esau in this kingdom. We ain't getting nothing. The only treasure that we're getting is the treasure from above. That's the only reason we're right here. We are sacrificing. These men are sacrificing their bodies, being out here to give you your warning. Wake up. Take that warning, yo. If somebody offers you a glass of water, take the water, man. You thirsty, take the water. But this water will keep you from being thirsty for forever.
Yeah.
It will give you everlasting life. Take this as a joke as you want to. That just means you are a weed that needs to get out. That's all that is. Take us as a joke as you want to. Pass us by. Look, we all look us and slurp at us, shake our head. It's so big. That's your plot. That's your pipe. That's your lot. Destruction. It's not going to take away from our plate. It's not. We love those who love the Lord. We love those who love the Lord. If you don't love the Lord, then you will face destruction. So wake up, Israel. And with that, we're going to close out and say, Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.